How's it going, Borderlands community? Welcome back to another Borderlands 3 video, guys. I'm going to be talking about the first DLC event we're going to be getting for Borderlands 3. It is the Bloody Harvest. If you guys have played Borderlands 2, we had a similar thing. The Headhunter DLC is what they were called, which was also a Bloody Harvest event, which happened around, Halloween. So this is the Halloween event, essentially. We are to expect 3 DLCs coming out, 2 of them which are free, and then 1 which is a main campaign DLC which will be coming out later. But the first thing is the Bloody Harvest, which is free, and then we'll have the Maliwan Takedown event, which is free, and then we'll have the main DLC one, which you need the Season Pass for. So for this event, you do not need a Season Pass, you just need the game itself. But let's go into details to kind of talk about what this is. It looks like this is going to be a little bit different than what the normal Bloody Harvest event is. I hope our boy TK is back again. That'd be really cool if they had him back, or just some explanation to some other characters, maybe like Dr. Zed. So, a little bit of spoilery stuff is going to be in this. So if you have not beat the game yet, maybe wait to watch this. It's not a ton of spoilers, but just kind of a little bit. I've read through this just to make sure there wasn't any spoilers, but okay. So it starts off saying everyone can take part in the Bloody Harvest event when it goes live in October. So we know it's in October. We don't know the specific date exactly, as it's the very first of many free updates and events you can expect from Borderlands 3. For the duration of the event, any Vault Hunters who have departed Pandora for the first time and started exploring the far reaches space abroad Sanctuary 3 will start to encounter haunted enemies around the galaxy. So basically you have to be off of Pandora. You have to be into Sanctuary 3 and go into the other planets before you can start doing this, which makes sense. Pandora is kind of the tutorial world, so you have to get past the kind of tutorial world first, and then you can move on to doing the other worlds, which will include this event itself. These hunted enemies are your key to access a new event specific map, but watch out, the ghosts that rise from the bodies of slain hunted enemies will do their best to scare you to death. Coming into contact with one of these aggressive apparitions will induce the new terror debuff. So it's a debuff which shrouds your vision with a mysterious mist, which weakens your gun handling, accuracy, and spread. As you explore the ghost-infected galaxy, you learn Hectoplasm, which can be turned into Maurice, which I guess is this guy right here. Your new scaly new pal who has taken residence aboard Sanctuary 3. So I'm not sure if this is a new spot in Sanctuary 3, because it doesn't look like this is a place that we've actually are able to find in Sanctuary 3, but there are plenty of doors in Sanctuary 3 which we cannot access or go into. So I'm not sure if DLCs are going to be in new rooms, or if there's just going to be one room that's just going to change constantly or something like that. I'm not too sure, but it looks like we're going to find him on Sanctuary 3 once we've gotten to Sanctuary 3 and we're off of Pandora. Once you've earned entry into the Bloody Harvest map, beware dreadful dangers around every corner. Look to the shadowy sky and you'll see the winged rack-o'-lanterns, which these are something else. I'm not sure why they haven't done something like this. This is actually pretty funny, but this map looks pretty good. It even shows a little Borderlands vault thing here. I wonder what planet this DLC will be on, or if it's its own brand new planet. It looks like the skybox is somewhere where we haven't quite been before. This could be its own planet, although this could be like Eden 6. We've seen Jacob's Cove, which is pretty spooky. Each Borderlands game has had somewhat of a spooky, DLC, so this will be pretty cool to see. And there's something else I wanted to point out, is this little relic shrine thing here. I'm not sure if that's going to be, something that might take away your debuff or something like that, or something that might, buff you up during these DLCs. I'm not too sure, but I think we can see pretty, creative bosses and stuff like that. You're going to swoop down and breathe fire in your face, tread lightly through the ghastly graveyard, crawling with Maliwan goons who've reserved a burial plot just for you. So we are fighting Maliwan, like zombies and goons and stuff like that. Resist the urge to wrench as you fight through the wretched infested pit, and with rivers of blood running through us. We're seeing rivers of blood. Here's some more screenshots of the stuff we've seen before. We have, like Troy up here and Tyrene, so we have more of that stuff, but just look at this. So we have some of these guys here. It looks like these are possessed Maliwan soldiers, and overall this looks pretty good. We have more of these vases. We have the coffin here. More of these Maliwan goons. A little fountain spewing out blood. Pumpkins. I mean, I think this looks, you know, pretty fun to me. I'm not sure where these shrine-looking type deals were with Troy and Tyrene. Looks like Troy and Tyrene's like input is still here. I'm not sure if they're going to consider this to be like a canon DLC or just like a fun one where it's kind of just like an alternate thing that really doesn't matter with canon. Sometimes it's really cool because they can bring in characters that are dead, like Troy and Tyrene, and have them in this. If it's something that's more canon, then they'll do something like maybe like Borderlands 2, where it was more like, yeah, like TK's a zombie, people who are dead really aren't there though. If this is the case, we might find Scooter in here. I mean, that's a good case. I mean, Scooter is dead. There's a chance we'll find him here. They've done that with TK. I would not be surprised if they did that with Scooter. Here's another little place here. A little haunted mansion, spiral looking thing. I'm no clue what this is. It looks like it's like a big cauldron, or like it goes down into a cave. Looks like there's a lootable chest here and some other stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if this is like the you know, hub world and this bit right here, because it doesn't look like there's a ton of enemies or anything around here. It looks pretty open, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's kind of like the big main hub world. So this right here is our main boss guy. Is this dude right here. If you guys fought Trant, you know, he's a Maliwan dude. This is Haunt. I'll read the details here. Should you survive the blood-curdling battles, you'll come face to skull, not face to face, face to skull, with the Baron of Bloody Harvest himself. If you've been braving the many planets of Pandora 3 story campaign, you might remember facing off against Captain Trant. So this is a little spoiler bit I wanted to talk about. He's a guy you have to fight later on in the story campaign, so sorry if that's kind of spoilery. I kind of talked about that a little bit. A gigantic Maliwan heavy soldier with some killer elemental attacks. He's back a bit bonier than normal as Captain Haunt, complete with some new spooky powers, and anyone who dared to enter the domain of his monstrous boneheaded boss should be ready for one hell of a fight. So he's basically the big, you know, boss kind of guy. So we have a look at the map, some of the enemies, where to go to expect it. So you might want to find this guy in Sanctuary 3. We have some of these different enemies. We know our boss, but there's also some other cool stuff, guys. There's going to be some skins and different stuff like that. Here's a preview of just a couple of them that we're going to be getting. I mean, look at their eyes. They're all red. And, you know, they got it basically just looks like some, like, kind of goth, punk looking outfits. These are actually really cool. It's weird seeing Zane with, like, all that black hair. It doesn't, you know, look normal. Normally has that, you know, like, blondish kind of, you know, faded looking hair, like kind of blonder, you know, bleached hair. But these could be really cool. I think Amara, honestly, like, looks the best with this skin. I could really see myself using this skin, especially like the pants. The pants look dope, all like torn up and like the, you know, checkered pattern there, or striped pattern, I guess. Really cool. Of course, Bloody Harvest is also a perfect time to rock some new clothes, and you'll be able to earn some new cosmetic rewards during the event. All told, you can add a Echo Device skin, weapon trinkets, skins for each of the Vault Hunters, which apply to Moses, Iron Bear, and Flanks pets, so that's all good. The ultimate, a global weapon skin, which I think just means that you can use on any gun, because I think all the weapon skins are global because you're able to, you know, use them on any of the guns or any of the skins. I'm glad they got, you know, Flax Pets and Iron Bear in there too. I'm not sure what those look like. We don't know that just yet. There's also a new legendary loot farm, including 2 guns and a shield. I'm guessing those are legendaries. Talking about 2 new legendary guns, new legendary shield that play into the new terror mechanic. So I'm guessing that involves the being haunted and getting those debuffs, maybe some other things as well that we don't know about, as well as grenade mod. Additionally, new anointed loot drops from haunted enemies. Ghost and Captain Haunt will have a chance to have a terror-based modifier. So we're going to see what that all means, if that's just talking about the debuffs or if it's talking about, you know, other things in general. When we get the DLC, obviously I don't think we know everything. We're gonna have to probably learn more about that here when October comes around. Here's a look at some of the spooky swag. So like I said, so here's some of the costumes, some of the stuff we can expect. This gun looks kind of bland. It honestly isn't that impressive, but these skins look really dope. I'm curious to see what other skins, or if they will even have heads. It doesn't actually say anything about new heads. Hopefully we'll get a new head, or at least just like a pumpkin head. I know that's what we got in Borderlands 2, which is kind of boring, but hopefully we have some other cool ones we can get. In this game, honestly, I think they did a pretty good job with some of the heads and skins. not even though like you can't buy all of them from Crazy Earl, some of them you have to actually do missions and stuff for. I really like that, and I think we get some really cool, you know, haunted stuff. I'm glad that, you know, most games come out later in the year so we can get like all the spooky stuff first, because a lot of times they skip the spooky stuff, you know, like Halloween events, because the game just came out, developers don't have time for that stuff. But I'm glad they will have time for this one, because, you know, this is a game I'll be playing a lot. Really cool. We can get a lot of this, you know, spooky Halloween type stuff early on. It just shows the real dedication from Gearbox doing all this stuff. And I think we have a little video here, which I'll turn the volume off from, but this is one of the guns. It's called the, what's it called? The Fearmonger. So we have that there. That looks disgusting. But it actually has the spirits and ghosts, which I think that other gun skin was just like this, but it wasn't actually moving because it wasn't being shown in like inventory. But yeah, like the little ghosts moving by. We have these big, nasty, slimy stuff with like tentacles in the front and the bottom. You know, pretty good stuff. I can see the weapon skins being pretty good, and I think that's what this one was here, but it'd be animated and moving. So overall, this DLC looks pretty dope. I'm really excited. Really excited to see these skins and all this different stuff for the game. But that's gonna be it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed this update, please drop a like, drop a comment, let me know you guys are, you know, in on the Borderlands stuff. I always have the best and, you know, the newest Borderlands news here. I'm gonna have a video come out with the new updates that they just dropped yesterday, but I figured this was a little bit more prioritized because you guys would want to know what to expect DLC wise before that comes out. But that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Links and everything else down below, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching.